In this section, we're going to talk about some new features within the Electrode package for non-planar stock and reinforcement. We'll start with non-planar tooltip creation for the electrodes. I'm going to start off by extracting the surfaces off the electrodes here, knitting the sheet bodies, so that way I have the faces for what are going to become my electrode. I'm then going to isolate those faces out. With those faces being isolated, I'm now going to go ahead and select the Extrude Elements command to be able to extrude them in a direction. I'm going to use block control with the boundary selection. I'm going to select all of these at one time to be able to do the extrusion. Extrude them off to a certain distance, and then I'm going to go ahead and confirm. Observe that none of these surfaces are at the same Z height. I didn't have to trim them. But it still will create that stock creation even with that said. It's going to create it instantly off of the entirety of the electrode itself. Now we'll talk about stock reinforcement within stock definitions. I'm going to create an electrode using the tip creation option, and I'm going to go ahead and reference the insert as well as the piece, and I'm going to create this tip via a bounding box. In this situation, the tip is going to be very, very tall and very, very brittle. So what we can do with this is I'm going to confirm the tip at a smaller size, and then within the stock definition, I'm going to go ahead and create my stock, and that's where I'm going to apply an extra reinforcement to this. So I'm picking the tip, I'm going to pick the workpiece and the insert, and you can see how it defaults to stock. I'm going to go ahead and use a custom size here. So a preset bounding box size I have, I'm going to go 1x2. And you can see how it changes that size there. And obviously, you can see how there's collision. That's where I can apply some reinforcement to this. I'm going to go ahead and hit the checkbox to add a unique width, height, and depth for the reinforcement. And I'm going to just change the size of it a little bit. These sizes can be set manually or automatically. I'm just typing in a value here. You can see I can change that height of that reinforced stock. This will allow me not to have such a brittle tip, and allows me to be able to create the electrode properly. As you can see, there's still a little bit of a collision here, so I'm going to go ahead and input in a little bit of a smaller value, and that will eliminate that collision.